Now we're gonna go ahead and customize this theme so that not only do you have your logo on the top left, but you're gonna have the same options as Uber Eats and DoorDash on the top right as well. Okay, so let's go back to WooCommerce. Let's continue what we were doing before, clicking on appearance, then going to customize. All right, so first thing we're gonna do in here is we're gonna put this logo on the top left. So let's go into header, then site identity. And then I already have a logo here, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove it just to show you how it's done. I'm gonna click on select logo. And I already have my logo in my media library, but if you don't already have yours in here, then you can click on upload files on the top left here, then select files, and you can look through your computer for your file. Okay. In order to look for your computer in your file, you can go ahead and click on it and click on open, or go ahead and double click on it. I'll double click on it just to show you what that looks like. And there you go. Okay. And once you have it in, once you have it check marked right there on the bottom right, there's a blue select button. Go ahead and click on that. From here, I want to skip the cropping because I don't want to change the size or look of my logo. Okay. And then it's going to give you something over here. One thing that I also did was I changed the logo width to 200. Usually, I think when I uploaded this before and I didn't set any logo width, I believe it was like the full size like this. And usually I know the logo sizes like to stay in the top left corner. So I just changed the size to 200 and it fixed that over there. Okay. Also for the site title, you want to make sure to uncheck this display site title because originally I had this logo and I had the text Mr. Obenyaki next to it. We don't need our logo twice, or we don't need the name of our business twice. We only need the logo. So that's it. Okay. And then all you need to do after this is click on publish. I like to save my work very, very often. All right. And let's go back. Then we want to go to primary menu, okay? And since this is going to be a site where people can order food, we're going to go ahead and change this last item in menu to our sales platform, which is WooCommerce. And what that's going to do is going to add a bag on the top right. And you may have seen this before in our Uber Eats and DoorDash examination. There also was some kind of bag or cart icon here with a number, which was the number of items in the cart. And when you hover over it, it showed you the details of your cart. Okay, so now we have that in here. We're going to uncheck this hide last item in menu on mobile. And then we're going to go ahead and check this take last item outside menu. Okay, let's scroll down to see if there's anything else we need to do here. There isn't. So I'm going to click on publish. Then let's go back. We don't need to mess with transparent header. Let's go back one more time. Then we're going to go to global here. Okay, and this is where we're going to put in all of our fonts and our colors. Some of the colors we already have from our logo. The fonts I'm also just going to leave the same. I think the fonts on WordPress by default are fine. But if you really want to make the site look like your brand, then you can use your brand's fonts as well. The only thing I would change if you don't want to change the font is the size from 15 to 18. I like to make sure that everyone can read the font on my site. And then I'm going to go ahead and publish that. Then I'm going to go back and go to headings. I don't believe that there's anything we need to change in headings unless, of course, you really want to change the fonts to be very on brand with your brand. Then I'm going to go to colors and then base colors. And there are two colors that I want to change here. One is the theme color, and the second is the link color, okay? And the color I'm going to want to use, since I want to stay consistent with my brand, is the color that has the most contrast from my logo. As you can see, the logo I have right now is white background, black font, but there's a little bit of a purple tie, which stands out to me, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and grab this purple color. The way you can do that is there's a Chrome extension called Color Picker. I can't show you right now because I'm not on my own Chrome tab, but what we can do is just click choose the closest purple to it, which is this given purple over here. I think that looks good enough. And then we're going to change the link color to the same purple. And then we're going to go ahead and publish that. As you can see here, it changed the link color here and the color of our bag to both the purple, so it looks a little bit more consistent in terms of color. All right. Then we're going to go to container. We're going to leave the width at 1200, but instead for layout, instead of content box, we're going to do full width and contained. Okay, so that makes our site look a little more flush. Then we're going to go back and then go to buttons. And then we're going to change the color of our buttons also to the same purple that we used for the links. Okay. So for this color, the text color, I believe we want as white. And the background color, we're going to use that purple. Okay. You can choose any combination here. Usually you want the background color to be the same purple used for your links. And the text color, usually some kind of black or white. Or if you have like another color that works really well with your background color, then you can use that as well. Okay. Then that's the normal look of our button. I do also want to change the hover look of our button. Usually the hover is kind of like a change in the button when the mouse goes over the button, okay? But we still want to add some kind of purple flare to this. We don't want it to go black like what it's doing right now. So I'm gonna save the text color still as white. For background, I'm gonna choose the same purple, but one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reduce the transparency, which is the very right bar right here. I'm gonna go ahead and drag this down, maybe to like the same level of this purple. Okay, and then when I hover over this purple button now you can see it changes a little bit of color. We might want to have a little bit more distinction, so I'm going to pull it down just a little bit more and see what happens there. There you go. Okay, so now you can see that there's a big change when you hover over. Usually that's a good indicator to any user or customer on your website that that button does something. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and leave that color there. I'm going to go ahead and publish one more time. That looks good to me. If you change your typography of your headings or your fonts earlier, the typography for your font for the button text is also different, so you can go ahead and change your button text here. Done with buttons now, let's go back. Okay, I'm going to go and skip ahead to sidebar. And then on this default layout, you see how there's a sidebar here. It's all this information that kind of distracts the customer from actually completing their order. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out and click on no sidebar. Now we have a lot cleaner look here. Then I'm going to click on publish. Okay, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to go to footer now. We don't have any footer widgets. We're going to leave that be. For footer bar, there's one thing we're going to do here. So currently, if you scroll all the way down from this, from how your website looks right now, you can see that as copyright, and it say copyright symbol, the year, and then your site title. But it also says powered by Ask Your WordPress theme. And this is some branding that we don't want to interfere with our own branding. So we're going to go in this text box over here, and then anything that we make changes to here is going to happen here as well. Okay, so I'm going to take out the space, the line, and the powered by theme author. Then once I do that, it should say copyright with the copyright C 2020 and your site title. Okay, that looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and publish that. Then go back one more time. And then I'm going to go to this WooCommerce page. Okay. Now, the reason why we put in a first test product is because when we're configuring this, it's actually going to show us exactly how our product is going to be shown. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is click on this product catalog. When we go here, it's going to show us how our product looks when our customers are looking at all of our menu items. Okay, so imagine like 4 of these in the same row here, and then it just continues downwards. All right, and these are the properties that show under your picture. So right now we have the category, the title, the ratings, the price, and the add to cart button. Okay, so we want to remove any unnecessary information because all unnecessary information is precious real estate on your website. I don't believe we need the category here because what we're going to do is for the UberEats and DoorDash examination we did, they showed the tabs category items up on top. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take out category because people will already know what category of your menu they're in based on the tabs. All right. The title of the item we still want there, that's good. The ratings we don't want yet because we don't have any ratings. So we're going to go ahead and take off the ratings of that product. We're going to leave the price. We're going to leave the add to cart. And one thing we do want is a short description. Okay, it's kind of like your menu right now, how you have some kind of short description on your menu titles. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead. You can actually rearrange these. So I'm going to click on the short description and I'm going to drag it just under the title section, so that now it shows a title and short description. All right. That looks really good to me. I'm going to go ahead and click on publish there. Then I'm going to go back. For single product, let's see how that looks right now. I think that looks good. Product images, I think is fine by default. Cart also fine by default. checkout, also I believe fine by default. Okay, so let's go back, and then now we're going to work on this menu. So actually I want to go, okay, so the menu is this part right here. Okay, and as you remember, of course we had the bag here, but we have all these extra links like cart, checkout, homepage, my account, and shop that we don't really need. So we're going to adjust this area over here. We're going to click on this menus area, and we're going to create a new menu. Okay, so this right now is your default menu. What we're doing is creating a new collection of links here to be your new menu. I'm going to name this this menu name order, and in order to set it as this section, you're going to click on primary menu here. Okay, then I'm going to click on next. Okay, after we do that, this should go blank and there should only be the bag here. Okay, that's good. Then we're going to click on add items, and there are only 3 specific links that we want. Okay, the very first one is we want to put your phone number in this area in case people have questions about their order. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on this custom links area over here, and then for the URL, we're actually going to make this link able to start a call when they click on this link. Okay, and in order to do that, we need to set the URL as TEL for telephone, then colon, and then we're going to put your full phone number with the plus sign in front. Okay, so I'm going to put +1 626 here. Let me go ahead and get the customer's phone number real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, 488-0044. Okay, and then for this link text, usually I like to say questions, ? Call, and then I like to put my phone number. Okay, so 626. I like to put the real format of my phone number. Okay, that is not working. My other parentheses is not working right now for some reason, but let me go ahead and keep going here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use my parentheses from my other browser that I pasted in. There you go. I'm gonna click on add to menu. Okay, the next thing we need is the actual menu page. Okay, so for pages here, what we're going to do is we're going to click on add new page, and then we're going to name it menu. Then we're going to click on this plus sign with the add text next to it. Okay, and the very last thing we need is the checkout. Okay, so we want to make sure that people are able to, after they're done adding their items, we're able to go and check out. Okay, now we want to kind of rename these menu items because we want them to seem a little bit more actionable, right? So instead of menu, I actually like to name this C menu, right? And instead of checkout, I actually like to say review and pay. Okay, my and sign, there's something going on with my shift plus numbers right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this and sign. This is your shift 8, I believe. Okay, so now it says review and pay. And after that's done, I'm going to click on publish. And now that should be our menu. Okay, so for example, if I click on Mr. Obanyaki, it'll go to my home page. If I click on questions, you see how it starts a call. Okay, if I click on see menu, it'll go to my menu page. And this is where we're going to display all of our menu items. Then if I go to review and pay, it's going to take me to the checkout page where I can enter my information and my credit card and then place my order. Okay. Now let's go back to this customization area and make sure that everything is to our liking. For widgets, I don't believe we need to add anything. Homepage settings. So we actually want to set the homepage as our menu instead of this homepage we have right here. Okay. So you see how it says the static page should be the selected radio button. And for homepage, instead of homepage, we're going to select menu. And now our homepage is going to be this menu. Okay. So I'm going to click on publish here. All right, that should look good. Additional CSS, this is some customization that we might be able to touch in the future if we want to change some colors and options that aren't available by like easily selecting like this. Okay, so I didn't make any changes since my last change, so this should stay published with a blacked out sign. If that is the case for you and your page looks similar to this, but with your own branding and your own colors, then I'm going to go ahead and click on exit here. Okay, and now basically our site is set up. All right, so it looks really, really close to what UberEats and DoorDash is right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you on the customer facing side what it looks like. The URL was orders.mrobanyaki.usa.com. Okay, this is our menu, and as you can see here, what we wanted to accomplish here was just a platform, create these pages, and then on the next lesson, what we're going to do is we're actually going to develop the menu. Okay, so I'll see you on the next lesson.